Well, good morning, my lovelies. How is everyone? I hope you are all having a blessed and wonderful Tuesday. Time's just literally flying. Seems like we were just here. It's a good place to be, though. Glad that we are here, and I am happy for those that can join me live today. Um, just a quickie here. Hi, Elizabeth. Great to see you. Just this morning, I am having a delicious cup of, it is called baked cinnamon apple. It is, y'all, it is so good. Anyways, cheers to everyone. Glad to see everyone here. As you saw in my pre-post, today is just heart talk. So I've chosen a little bit of a different setting. Those of you that have gotten to visit me here in my home knows that my office is one of my absolute favorite places to be, and I especially love it when I get to have a friend or a loved one here to have tea with me and us just visit and share and laugh and cry and pray and all the wonderful things that us girls love to do. So today I just wanted to reel us all in and just have a few moments together of just real talk, just things that are just on my heart, and I'm sure they've been on yours at some time or another. So I just want to start with a little prayer of sorts. I'm going to actually read this because it's imperative that I say all that needs to be said with this. So just follow along with me. Dear God, I honestly don't even know. I hope you understand heavy sighs, and I pray that you can speak the language of tears, because that's basically all I've had of late and even now. Continuous well-spoken thoughts? No, I don't have many of those. My tank is officially blinking bright yellow. My words fail. I don't even know if they fail. They just aren't there. But my heart is begging for you to come and fill me up. Come pour out your Spirit over me and wash me with waves of strength and mercy and love. Please give me a healthy dose. Of love. Give me some of that too. A lot of that. I'm not feeling especially loving right now, but I want to. I want a new attitude and a fresh perspective. I want a healthy dose of energy, better than the 20 cups of coffee that we so easily rely on lately. I want to be giving my best, but I don't even know where my best is. I think it's hiding. Or maybe I just don't recognize it anymore. On second thought, maybe I don't even need to be giving my best. Maybe I need to just be giving you, Jesus. Maybe some people don't need to see more of me. Maybe they just need to see more of you. So Jesus, make me new. Make me fully yours. Make me like you, humble, compassionate, and forgiving, willing to sit with the weak and ready to help the broken. Help me to choose people above all else. That's what you did. I don't understand why so many people are choosing politics and policies and whatever else. We should be choosing people. I want to get that one right. It was essential to you, so make it essential to me. When I am shaken, I want you to spill out everywhere. I want you to spill out on my family and my friends and the strangers at the grocery store. And when people see my posts on social media, I want them to see you there too. I'm pretty tired, but I think that's okay. Because I think you've probably been waiting for me to finally surrender and stop rushing around, trying to control everything like crazy, and come to you. Here I am, giving you all of me, God. Asking that you fill me up because I'm officially running on E. When what I really want is to be running on you. Can any of you ladies and even gentlemen, can you relate to this prayer this morning? I'm going to again be fairly transparent with my next few moments, and the past 2 years have been some of the most difficult and challenging years for me, for my husband, my family, and many of my friends, and so many acquaintances. The past several months have been some of the most trying and testing of my faith. And from what some have shared, many of you have also been tested and tried. Over the past few days, yet again, a fresh onslaught of major change, heartbreak, sorrow, grief, anger, confusion, tough decisions having to be made, and the list goes on and on. I know I'm not alone here. The mind is in turmoil, and thoughts are running wild like an untrained mare or a thrashing bull rider. One thought goes this way, then another jerks my mind back the opposite direction, and back and forth and spinning and bucking, and it's just a wild, wild ride of emotions. And, well, it's life. It's called life, my friend. So many of you that know me, know my family, know my mom and dad, you know that we've been on a journey with my parents. About 1.5 years ago, we moved our parents here from their home, and mother lived with me for 6 months, and my dad was in a rehabilitation and skilled nursing center. And his health has really, he suffered a lot with his health, and it's been on the decline for some time now. But after mother being here for 6 months, she had orthopedic surgery, and it became a little more than what I could physically do to take care of her the way she absolutely needed to be taken care of. So we had to make the decision to join her and my dad back together in another skilled nursing and rehabilitation center together, where they have both been since I believe it's been March of this year. Well, I'm just going to paint, the picture for you of what's been transpiring. My dad's been in and out of the hospital several times, and it seems like each time that he has come back to the home there, he's just never fully rebounded or recovered from things that have been taking him down. And this is hard. This is hard on family to see a loved one suffering in this manner. And as I'm sure most of you have had to deal with some things of that same nature. But also, amongst dealing with all of those things that are so near and dear to our hearts, I mean, it's our family, it's our loved one, it's our parents. So in the midst of all of that going on, we've also been dealing with another loved one, which you've been following the story of our precious little Evelyn. And on Friday, November 3rd, our hearts were hurting as our precious little Evelyn went to be with Jesus. And we know that's the best and absolute best plan for her. She's no longer suffering, and is just having the best time, I'm sure. So then we had this full week of emotions of dealing with our sorrow and our grief and all of that, and knowing that my dad also has been on the decline with his health and with his mental state. And these are just harsh, cold, harsh life facts that happen to all of us at some time or another. So, dealing with all of these things, we had the viewing of our little loved one on Friday, and then the homegoing service was on Saturday. Well, also on Friday, my sisters and I received the news that we had some decisions we had to make with my dad's health condition. These were not easy decisions to make on a good day, much less amidst everything else that was going on with our hurting and grieving hearts. So we had to basically plead with the home where my parents are staying that they would just give us at least through the weekend, to make it through the weekend and the homegoing service of our little one, before we came to make these huge decisions on behalf of my parents. Please give us till Monday was our plea with them. So here we go, and alongside of this going on, we're trying to be present for the situation at hand, but yet our minds are already going all over the place with the decisions that we were going to have to make. And so little did I know that once the decisions were made, the home where my parents were residing had some changes of their own, and we're just having to make all of these decisions. It seemed like just so rapidly, not really given time to give it much thought or all. So on Sunday night, of course, with all of this behind us, with the homegoing service and laying our little one to rest, and I had such a restless time, and it began to take a toll on me physically. I began to have a severe blood pressure headache, and my blood pressure was very high, and I began to have heart palpitations, and I felt the left side of my face start kind of drawing up, and I wanted to give in to fear, but I thought, no, I can't do that because there's so many important things going on. So after a very restless night of tossing and turning Sunday night, decisions had to be made. They had to be made fast. So yesterday morning, my mind was still in such a muddle of everything that had been transpiring and decisions that had to be made yesterday. So I'm still laying in bed, and I pick up my phone, and I thought maybe if I can just do something, read something to distract me for a moment, just to give me a little mental relief here. So I picked up my phone and began to scroll through social media. And the very first thing that I saw was a meme, or I guess that's what they're called, that said, "Talk to me before you overthink. Love, God." Well, alrighty then. So here I had been, exuding all of this energy and wrestling in my mind with all of these things that I have no control over, but yet I was trying to take control, trying to come up with answers and solutions on my own, to which I knew was not going to work out. But talk about a direct order from God, He wanted me to just talk to Him instead of worrying and fretting over all these things. So I had to meet my sisters at the nursing home and to make a lot of transitions with my parents. So when I got into my car and I got up on the tollway and headed that direction, I literally physically looked over at my passenger seat, which no one was with me, and I said, "God, I can't see you, but I know you're sitting right there with me. You're here with me. I know you are. So let's talk, just as you had so directly told me to. So let's talk." So today, God, I need answers. Today, I need your favor. Today, we need doors to be open that are currently not open to us, not even available to us. I need clarity and clear direction. And most of all, we need peace of mind with all the decisions that have to be made today. So yes, I spent the next 10 to 15 minutes driving in my car speaking to God as though he were sitting right next to me, because I felt that he was. And I knew that he would listen to me and that he would give clarity and answers. So we get to the home, and we had already known that the plan was, since my dad's last hospital stay, when he returned back to the home, they had put him in a separate room from my mother just so that he could recover in the way that he needed to. And he's never gotten to be back in the room with her since then, and that's been several weeks ago. And we watched our dad so sadly, his health decline, his mental state decline. Anybody out there that's dealing with a loved one that has dementia or Alzheimer's or any of those altered mental statuses, it's hard to take. It's hard to see your loved one. And I know I'm talking very open and very vulnerably today, but I know there's so many of you out there that have either gone through this or are currently going through it, or if you haven't, hold tight. I'm sure you will someday. But I'm just being real because I believe we can be real on here today. So we go in and knowing that the plan was that they were going to, we thought, move my dad to a different wing of the place, and they had given us a pre-warning that either because of the now new status of my dad's health, we were having to bring in extra care, and it is a hospice program. It's not the hospice where you bring them in where they're on their last few moments of life. I'm thankful to know that all now. I'm thankful to have learned that there are different levels, and this is just extra care. It's an extra set of eyes, ears, hands, just awareness and direct help directly to help my dad in his condition. So that's comforting to know, for one thing. But we were not understanding that with that happening, it changed the status, if you will, for my parents with their residential status there, which meant my mother then would have to have a different roommate. Either that or we would have to pay an astronomical amount per day to allow her to keep their room as a private room. So here we go. We're just up in arms, not knowing what the world to do. So we had to make a very sudden but firm decision that no, we can't do that. And thank God my mother has improved in her health so beautifully that she has become quite independent yet again and doesn't require a whole lot of medical attention. So we made the decision to bring my mother back to my home, and now that both of my sisters are in the area, I have more help, physical help, and emotional help with these situations, thank God. So while we're there, we already kind of knew this was going to happen. But what we didn't know was that all of the questions, all of the tumultuous turmoil in my mind, the questions I had, the things that I knew were going to be pressing, that I needed help and direction with, I get there ready to unload on the social worker and on the administrator and on whoever I needed to talk to make certain things happen. I was just ready to come unglued with it all. And I walk in with my sisters and literally met with the social worker. And she began to just say, because we're like, what do we do? What is step one? She just began to say, this is what this is going to be. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get this lined up. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And y'all, I'm telling you, I'm literally sitting there just about with dropped jaw, eyes wide open, because I'm hearing her, but I'm in shock because everything that I was so worried and concerned about, she was outright just giving me answers, clarity, direction, and the help that we needed without me even voicing my concerns. So I was so thankful that I had the talk, that I talked to God before I was overthinking more than I should have, that I had the talk with Jesus. And you know what? Just like the song says, he makes everything all right. What we thought was going to be a heart-wrenching, very upsetting, hard time and hard thing to deal with, we got in there, rolled up our sleeves, got things done, and was able to transition my dad back to their room where he's comfortable, where he's familiar. He took the news well that my mother was coming back to my home. And any of those that know, that means they get their financial support now for themselves rather than it going all to that home there. Just so many things that have been weighing heavy on us. God just began to unveil it all, that he really did have it all under control. He really does care for his children. What is concerning you today? What is mulling over in your mind that you just can't seem to get a grip? You just can't seem to get clarity on? I'm going to tell you what, it's so simple. It's so childlike. Just have a little talk with Jesus. Have a heart talk with him. Tell him all about it. He wants to hear your concerns. The song says he'll hear your faintest cry. Every sigh, every tear that falls, it's loaded with emotion. It's loaded with words that we can't verbalize. But God understands our tears. He understands our sighs. He understands what our hearts are crying and saying. So if you're faced with a difficult situation today, my friends, find you a place, sit in a chair, invite the Lord to sit with you, and just have a talk, a heart talk with him today. I promise you, he will make everything all right, because that's who Jesus is. That's what he does. He loves us, he cares for us, and he wants to hear from us. He wants to communicate with us. Share your heart with him today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for your continued prayers and support. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to many more heart talks with God and with you. Have a blessed Tuesday, everyone.